guys, it's Tom. I'm back with another video. Hey, on this one, I got a comment just this morning on one of my previous videos, when I received my SRRV, Military Courtesy, Visa. So I wanted to just do this. Hopefully it won't be too long, probably 5 to 10 minutes. But because the guy that commented, I think, at first it was kind of a negative comment, you know what I mean? Kind of nasty, sort of, and it was incorrect. So I removed it, and then I thought about it later, because I had just woken up basically, or, in the morning, drinking my coffee, and I'm looking at it. And when I thought about it later, I thought, well, I think maybe this gentleman didn't realize all the different types of SRRV visas there are. You know what I mean? Like, he might have gotten one that's not the military one, the one that's like where you need like 10,000 or 20,000 in the bank to be held, and stuff like that. So I just thought I would do this. I'm going to just talk about the different types of SRRV visas that there are. And then at the end, I'll just give the website for the PRA, which is the Philippine Retirement Authority. And you can find all this information and more on their website, okay? So let me just go over this. I kind of took pictures off of the computer. I don't have a printer, so, which I think I'm going to have to get this year, I used to have one, obviously, for years and years. I had a scanner printer, and I didn't want to ship it, so I didn't think I'd need it over here, but it might come in handy. So anyway, the first kind of visa, or the SRRV visa, is the SRRV Smile visa, it's called, okay? And that's for, I'll just read it, it's for active, healthy retirees who opt to maintain their SRRV visa deposit of $20,000 in any of the PRA accredited banks, okay? So that's the first kind. The second kind is the SRRV Classic, okay, for active, healthy retirees who opt to use their SRRV visa deposit into active investment, such as the purchase of a condominium unit or long-term lease of a house and lot. The SRRV visa deposit is as follows. You have to be 50 years and older, really for all of these. You have to be 50 years old or older, okay? So on this particular one, the Classic, 50 years old and above, $10,000 deposit, and that's with a pension. If you don't have a pension, then you need $20,000 to be held, okay? And the value of the property that you buy, or the deposit can be used against it, it has to be at least $50,000 US value or above, okay? And the pension, for those who have the pension and elect to do only the $10,000 deposit, the pension has to be at least $800 a month USD for single, and $1,000 a month for a couple. If you and your wife are going to utilize this visa, okay? And let's see. Hold on a second, guys. Yeah, technology's great, isn't it? All right. Okay. Now the next one is the SRRV Human Touch visa, okay? And this one is this is for ailing retirees, if you're don't have great health, 50 years old and above, who need to require medical clinical care, a monthly pension of at least USD $1,500, and a health insurance policy accepted in the Philippines, and an SRRV visa deposit of $10,000 are required, okay, on that one. And then there's the SRRV Courtesy visa. And this one is for former Filipinos 50 years old and above, for foreign nationals 50 years old and above, who are retired officers of international organizations recognized by the Department of Foreign Affairs, DFA, an SRV Visa deposit of $1,500 is required. Okay? And, let's see, the last one would be the SRRV Expanded Courtesy. Yeah, that's the last one. That's the one that I got. A lot of times we say military courtesy or whatever because it's for military, you know, for veterans. But the actual name of it is Expanded Courtesy, SRV Expanded Courtesy. For foreign nationals 50 years old and above who are retired armed force officers of foreign countries with existing military ties and or agreement with the Philippine government. A monthly pension of at least $1,000 USD and an SRRV Visa deposit of $1,500 are required. The SRRV Visa deposit includes the principal applicant and 2 dependents. Additional dependent entails additional SRRV Visa deposit of $15,000 each, except for former Filipinos. Children must be legitimate or legally adopted by the principal retiree, unmarried and below 21 years old upon joining the program. That's the children's age requirements. Okay? Now, and you know what else that, you know what I forgot to do? Hang on, I'm going to continue this. Hang on. Or I'm going to add to this. Oh, okay, guys. This is, now these are the requirements, okay, to get these visas, to apply for these visas. You must be foreign nationals or former Filipino citizens who are at least 50 years old. Dependent's spouse must be legally married to the principal retiree. Children must be legitimate or legally adopted by the principal retiree. Unmarried and below 21 years of old upon joining the program. Alright, I think I might have mentioned that already. But the, okay, so let me go through this and then these are the basic requirements, okay? Original valid passport with valid updated temporary visitor's visa. That's number 1. Number 2, accomplish the PRA application form. Number 3, original valid medical clearance. Number 4, original valid police clearance from country of origin and an additional NVI clearance if applicant has stayed in the Philippines for over 30 days from the last date of entry. And number 5, photos, 8 pieces, 2x2 photos, which you can get these anywhere. Like there's, in most malls, they'll have a place, especially if the mall has a Bureau of Immigration office, usually right next to it, there'll be like a vendor that'll have these photos, you know, these approved photos, you know, that you can get made. They're pretty cheap too, you know. Number 6, the SRV Visa deposit that is inwardly remitted, okay. And number 7, the fees, and here, let me, the important part. Yeah, and the SRRV Visa deposit that is inwardly remitted, the fees, processing service one time, USD $1,400 to the principal applicant and $300 to the dependent applicant. Okay? And the annual fee, now this is not for the military one that I got, this is for the regular pretty much I guess all the other SRV visas, but it says an annual fee of $360 for the principal and 2 dependents. Okay? And then 8, marriage certificate for joining dependent spouse, birth certificate for joining dependent child. Okay? Additional requirements may be requested depending on the visa option to be chosen by the applicant. Uh, the medical clearances are valid up to 6 months from the date of issuance. All documents issued outside the Philippines must be translated in English, if necessary, and authenticated by the Philippine Embassy Consular Office nearest the applicant's residence. And actually, I can't think of the word. It's like a notary. It's like a big-time expanded notary that they need. You know, anything coming from the U.S., there's a couple items that I had to get apostilled. That's the word, apostilled. And there's actually a company where I'm from, or, you know, there's probably a company in most areas, but there's a company in the Chicago area where they do apostils, you know, and you can do it remotely. You know, you send it to them via email, and they get it, everything done, they apostle everything, and then they ship it back to you, you know, like, you know, via like whatever, either, I think they sent it either DHL or LBC or something like that. But anyway, or they sent it right to the company that I was using to get my visa, because I didn't just do everything by myself. I used a company, you know. And now I will say this: some of the confusion. I don't know if this gentleman that made this comment was referring to, like, I think I might have mentioned, I might have said it was $14.40 for the fee. Well, the fee is based on whatever the exchange rate is that day. Okay, so if the exchange rate changes, you know, from one day to the next, you just want to be sure that they get enough, that they receive the correct amount, so you don't have to send them a small amount to make up for it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to send them money twice. So I sent them probably $14.40, but I got the money, whatever the overpayment was, I got refunded, because I remember getting the refund, you know. So I don't know if this guy was one of those real detail-oriented people, you know, that was like, oh no, it's $1,400, not $14.40, or if he was somebody who got one of those other like $10,000 or $20,000 deposit, you know what I mean, visas, and then when he heard mine, like, you know, but that was the fee I was talking about. That $1,400, or like I said, I might have sent $14.40 to make sure that they got the right amount. Okay, that's the fee, the one-time fee. My deposit was $1,500. Okay, and that's the amount that they hold. You know, but you could use it later on if you decide to buy a condo, or, you know, or something like that, right? You can't really buy land here as a foreigner, but you could buy a condo. Okay, so, and then of course if I decide to leave the Philippines and I don't want to, you know, I'm not going to use it anymore, this visa, you can get your $1,500 deposit refunded to you. Probably takes a couple of months at least, you know. It might take 2 or 3 months to get the money back, but, you know, you can get it back if you decide to change your mind, like, down the line, you know. And then for mine, for the, you know, for the expanded courtesy or whatever, for the military guys, it's only like $10 a year to renew it. Okay, it's not $360 a year. That's for the other visas. So anyway, so maybe I just want to explain that. Maybe if the guys out there watching, you know, I apologize for removing your comment, but it was kind of, it came off as kind of nasty or negative, at least at the beginning, and then it wasn't really correct, you know, because you're trying to tell me, no, if you paid that much, you know, it was a scam or something, you know, like the guy tried to, you know, he was trying to say, like, as if it was some kind of scam or something. It's not, you know. So anyway, but that fee, I think, is for all the visas, that $1,400, and then the deposits are different. Okay, depending on what type of visa you get, it's either $1,500, or it's $10,000, or it's $20,000. Okay, those are the different levels of deposits. You know, so all right, guys, that's it. I just wanted to provide a little bit of clarity, but go to the PRA website. You know, you could just Google it. You could Google PRA Philippines or whatever, and it'll come up. Or just put Philippine Retirement Authority, you know, like the whole thing in Google. And, you know, they got a pretty good website, you know. So, all right, guys, that's about it. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I really appreciate you guys viewing my videos, and have a great weekend coming up. I'll see you later.